There's a proof that you can learn more to become a better trader from non-traders sometimes, from non-trading books. And I've got some books today that I want to share with you guys. I want to talk about a little bit. Those books are not talking about trading at all. I've never seen the word trading in those books. I've never seen Forex in those books. I've never, I didn't see traders in those books even, okay? But I got more lessons from this book than all the other books I have in my library with like the trading books, okay? So that's really important. But it's important for you to not say, well, I'm gonna learn trading, so I have to learn from other traders. Okay, not all the time. Like, yes, there's a point, but it's not always the best thing. Okay, and let me share this first book that I read. And I see that the camera's gonna be fun. We'll get to the chat after, but let me just share this one book here. The One Thing. We've talked about this many times. It's one of the book that I talked about with Rob Booker on the podcast interview, and that book is really amazing. Okay, that book teaches you focusing on one thing, and like not only that, but let me just pick a random page. And I'm really taking like a random page. Let's see. Well, one of the things that's really crucial in that book is the myth of multitasking. Okay, I used to multitask. I used to day trade and do some work at the same time, write an article or do whatever. But this is never gonna work. Okay, this is never gonna be useful because multitasking is a myth. The other thing that's really crucial in that book is this. Let's put it here. Is this important? This aspect that discipline is only a myth. Okay, it's like discipline is there, but it's not what makes you successful. Okay, because the thing is, people expect discipline to be like the only answer. Like if only I could be disciplined, I would be able to make money and trade right and become a millionaire. Well, not exactly, because discipline is only there for the beginning. Okay, discipline is the thing that gets you started. Like once you're disciplined, you can follow your plan for a few days, a few weeks, but then the habit kick in, so you don't have to be disciplined anymore. The habit is there to help you move forward and help you reach your goals. So expecting to be disciplined all the time forever, it's not gonna happen. It's a myth. You don't need it anyway. You just need to have good habits that you build over time. I guess that's really powerful. And if you guys have read the book, just let me know in the chat box, and I'm curious to know, of course. All right, 5 people watching. Awesome. Let's see how that goes. The other book, and this whole book here is the reason why I started my podcast. I started to do pretty much anything online. Okay, so really good book. The title is kind of weird, so don't let yourself like fooled by it. It's called 6 month to six figure. Okay, by Peter Voog, one of my great mentor. And that book talks about a lot of things, but I'll just pick a page, like a random chapter, to show you guys what I mean by that. Okay, one of these chapters that's really important. Okay, see this one? That's a great one. See, written right here. That's kind of hard. The power of absolute clarity. Okay, if you're not clear about your trading goals and about what you want from trading, you're wasting your time. Okay, that's a clear thing. So you have to develop clarity whenever you trade. Okay, really important. What else? There's this lesson that is so crucial that everyone kind of forget. Let's see. It's talking about the 6 step to six figures, but in my opinion, there's more to it. One of the things that's really important is the power of getting mentors. Okay, I never thought about getting a trading mentor before. Why? Well, because no one mentioned it. No one says in trading, get a mentor or get someone who can who's at the higher level, like further in the place you want to go. Okay, no one tells that. But this book, that's a key principle that you kind of read from the start. The other thing is the difference between, and I'm trying to find a page because that was so powerful. Wish I could share you guys. It's the difference between mastery versus overload. Okay, so many people in the trading area try to master everything. They try to pick this thing, price action, like money management, whatever, all these things. But if you pick all of them and you learn from everyone at the same time, you don't master anything. That's called overload. But you have to switch this. As someone who wants to succeed in trading, you have to become someone with mastery who want to master things. So you go one by one, not like all of it at once. You go one thing at a time, and that is how you master things. Okay, not with everything at the same time. not by reading tens of books and 100 like blog posts and like 10,000 videos. Okay, that doesn't work. It's only gonna get you more confused. And once you understand that, like, you have to set some goals. We'll talk about goals after. But you set some goals. You find out what skills you have to develop to reach those goals, and then you work on those skills only. Okay, like nothing else. That's it. If your job right now is to trade full time, you might want to break this down to different parts, and then you might want to like find out what skills you're missing. Like, let's say you have a strategy, but no money management. Okay, so your number one task right now is to develop money management. Okay, now what skill do you need to learn? Money management. Guess that means like maybe finding your risk. So the only thing you have to learn right now is money management, and you try to learn. And once you understand the basic, like the whole thing behind it, which is not too hard to learn, like it might take you 2 weeks or 3 weeks. But once you have that, then you go to the next part. Okay, maybe you take profit too quick. That's your second part. Now you work on that. You master taking profit. You learn all about that stuff. And then once you have that in place, you go to the next part. Okay? But if you try everything at once, like 5 ways to take profit, 10 ways to look at price action, 5 chart pattern to know. Okay? All those things, like they're all going to confuse you. It's not going to be useful. And that is why selecting what you learn and going like step by step is very, very, very underrated and very useful. If you want to try that, absolutely. And this is probably my favorite book because I read it like 5 times, and I had to the audiobook as well that I read, like that I listened to a couple of times. So really, really awesome. Now, what about setting goals? Okay, Goals by Brian Tracy. That's probably like, I would say this is the first self-development book that I read. But what I like about this one is that it's going step by step through how to set goals. Okay, if you guys have read this one, it's kind of old, but do let me know in the comment and in the chat. This is a really old book, but it's so true. Okay, and the cool thing is that you have these. I think there's 12. Probably 12 or something. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. I think there's like 12 steps to creating goals. And those steps, I still follow them today, like the exact same thing. And like quickly, it's really basic. Well, kind of basic, but there's a lot. You first of all want to have a vision, right? You want to believe in it, because if you don't believe it, you're already out of the game. And then you want to like write down every day your goals. You want to review them. You want to make a plan. You want to visualize. Okay, those are all steps that are essential to any single goal you create. And there's kind of a lot of misconception on goals and like what type of goal you should put in place. And I've changed a little bit over time, creating more like process goals instead of outcome goals. But still, like this is the basic process, and you want to have these things like on a daily basis. Let's see. We have Archer. Archer, I don't know what's that. I think sent me money. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Archer. How about day trading and swing trading for the currency back? Yeah. Henry, I'll come back to it just in a second. Money management is the biggest key in realistic mindset. Yeah. Of course, money management, yeah, it's big. Like, and we're getting back to trading a little bit, which is like not the purpose of that video, but to understand, you guys want to talk about trading, that's fine. Yeah, money management is like the key to everything, right? But it's sometimes something that people learn later on. Like they start here, and then they learn how to trade, and then here they say, "Well, I need to learn money management. Let's go back," and then they learn money management, how to manage their capital. And there's a whole thing that I don't know. I kind of confuse money management and risk management. For me, it's kind of the same thing, although it's a little bit different. But there's a lot of things like behind and like things that you can compute and stats to calculate in risk management. Okay, the thing is, if you want to trade for other people, there's like a whole thing that you have to learn additionally to just how much to risk per trade. Okay, that's a topic we can talk about. There's also a course on my academy on that topic. I didn't do a course because it's too complicated for me and I have no knowledge in that. But Michael Tama, which is an expert in risk management, did the whole course. It's kind of a audio interview course, so that's interesting. But yeah, next book. That's kind of too clear. Let's see. Managing Oneself. This is like, I don't know if you guys can tell. This is a really, really short book. Okay, it's really tiny, but it's about the idea of how you manage yourself. Like we talk about discipline a little bit, but like how do you perform when you show up? Okay, I'm just going through these pages. Okay, where they will belong. That's cool. Talking about goals, it's really short, but if you want to have like a quick read about like how to deal with yourself, like what things you need to be a good leader or just a good trader, right? Because all these things can apply to life, trading, leading. Okay, it's always the same thing most of the time, and that's why it's really important for you to develop these things. Okay. Although this one I will say I picked it because I liked it, but it's more if you work in a company. Okay, you might want to like change a few ideas and apply them to trading, but ideally like want to use this for a company. But it's still a good book and like really short. Takes like half an hour to read maximum. Okay, so that could be good. And let's see, let's see if this is good. Yeah, this should be fun. Okay, awesome. Just wanted to check that out back. Henry, welcome, Henry. What's up? Day trading and swing trading the currency market by Katie Lean. Yeah, I didn't read that book, although I will say that if you want to read that book, you can find it online like for free. But yeah, I didn't read the whole book. It seems solid. The only thing I don't like about that book is the fact that the strategies like they're made for some currencies. Okay, and what I feel with those strategies in that book is that they're gonna be good for some time, but after a while they might kind of fade out a little bit. And I'm not saying like all of them are gonna be bad, and for sure they're not gonna be bad like all of them. That's for sure. But the thing is, those strategies are like specific for one currency, and they're very very mechanical. The good thing is that if you want to test those strategies in that book, Day Trading and Swing Trading the Currency Market by Katie Lean, okay, you can very easily test them and code them. But they're going to be, I don't know, like, you'll see what you find. But the book is available online for free. You can find it like on just by Googling the name or something. But yeah, one book I read, though, is the same thing by Katie Lean. It's called The Little Book of Currency Trading or something similar to that. But yeah, that was good. That was a short read. That was actually the first trading book I read, the first trading related book I read, and that was a good book. Although very basic, but good for beginners for sure. Yeah. Minimal. I agree with the topic. Through reading books, opposite to forex trading, can give you a better mindset and approach to trading. Yeah. Trading like a business. Yeah. Psychology book. Awesome. Yeah. Of course. Yeah, like there's so many books, and I kind of stopped reading trading books after a while because all the trading books, what they do is they talk about strategies. Like not all of them for sure, but most of them talk about strategies. And once you have your strategy down and you know what to trade, like you know what you have to trade yourself, you don't need more strategies, right? Unless like you're a strategy junkie and you want to back the stuff and test things. But it's not really my way of seeing things. Okay, so once I have everything down, I prefer to just go with other things and try to become better myself instead of just becoming someone with a better strategy. Okay, but that's just my type. You might read those books later on and you like them. You apply some things, you learn stuff, but most of them don't talk about all the things surrounding trading. Okay, they talk about the strategy, but not about the other things that you kind of have to build over time. Okay, so that's essential. And unfortunately, like I wish I could show you guys more books, but most of the book that I read are all audiobooks. So I don't have like the paper version, which is kind of hard to show. But yeah, but audiobooks are totally winning. And actually, if you go on Audible's website, if you're not on Audible yet, you can get the first book for free, I think, or first two books, which is good to try. Right? That's how I started to listen to audiobooks. And I said, wow, that's amazing. I can listen to audiobooks when I travel, when I'm in a boat or whatever in a plane, and like you have access to all these books, which is pretty interesting. Okay. Uh, yeah, Trading the Zone exactly. Henry, I have Trading the Zone by Mark Douglas on audiobook. Okay, so that's one of the first I listened to. Yeah, of course, like books. Well, the more you read strategies, and like I'm totally like that. Okay, so I'm like I don't know how you call this. There's a name for it, but when you like it's like this shiny object syndrome. Okay, so when you hear about the strategy, sometimes I feel like I want to test it. I want to try it out. I want to see like how it goes, and that means that if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna waste a lot of time backtesting stuff and testing strategies, but it's not really gonna be productive. So I already know where I trade, and I should already focus on that. Okay, there's this book, The Power of Focus, so it goes against the principle. But yeah, I like to hear like those stories of traders and everything, and that's why I interview traders pretty frequently and like weekly basically. And I like to hear about stories in books from traders, but it gets to a point where it's only for my personal fun, like not for improving necessarily, because all these things are things that I would have to backtest, do more research, and that would take a lot of time. But if you want to like go that route and backtest more things and create algorithms or create like script to trade those new things you learn, like yeah, want to do it. Okay, if you like it, you could have multiple strategies that are all independent, but you just have to like that thing, basically. Let's see. Great book, Henry. Yeah, Trading the Zone. Yeah, if you're talking about Trading the Zone, of course, great book. Yeah, totally right. The last book I want to show you guys today is this book, and this is like one of the last one I read recently, called Relentless by Tim Grover. Well, it's actually written Kobe Bryant. That's a testimonial, but by Tim Grover. And that book talks about like basically in short the difference between what we call a closer and a cleaner. I think. Let me see. I'll just pick that thing here. Yeah, exactly. So closer and cleaner. There's basically it's a book about kind of mental toughness, and there's a big difference between being someone who just like close things. So let's say like you lead effectively, you're good, you do your job, and being like a cleaner, which is the one people rely on, the one that people follow, the one that's gonna do all the job. And it's talking about how to become a cleaner, like what cleaners think about, and it's really related to basketball with like Kobe Bryant, as you guys saw. And that's messy, but let's see. So when you're a cleaner, and then there's like all these lessons. This one says, when you're a cleaner, you keep pushing yourself harder when everyone else had enough. Okay, so that's pretty much all these things. And it's talking about like anecdotes and things like that are really motivating. Like I picked up this book. I remember I was traveling and I didn't feel like reading at all. And then I said like I had carried this book like for 2 weeks or something. And I said, okay, so I have to start reading, like, because I want to read. And then I picked up this book and I couldn't like put it down and stop reading, because that's really awesome. How to go from good to great to unstoppable. Okay, because that's the thing people talk about, being from good, like going from good to great. But how about being like unstoppable? That's like the next level. That's much beyond. And those are things that only like maybe 0.5% or less than that of the population do. People like Kobe Bryant, like the basketball players and whatever, like the top athletes. Okay. Yeah. Minimal. They don't interview traders. I'll go traders. Yeah, I'll show you quickly. Basically, I'll show you. Let me share that with you. Share my screen. I think that's the screen. That's the screen. That's good. I'll just pick this one. Let me show you how to get those interviews. Actually, there's a lot of them. You go on desiretotrade.com /. Oh, actually, just go on desiretotrade.com. And then you scroll down when it's going to load. It should be faster. Yeah, there you go. Scroll down, and then here in that section, you'll see like all the categories. Pick the one that says algorithmic trading, and you'll see all the interviews with algo traders. There's like 6 of them. Yeah, all these ones basically. They're all with algo traders. Okay, that's gonna be interesting. And yeah, with any topic, you can do that on my website, which is pretty cool. They're all there. Okay, back to this one. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, thanks. No problem. Awesome. So I hope none of you guys have any question about this topic. Otherwise, I'll finish it here. But I'm ready to answer your question. And if you need more book suggestion, I think I have a blog on an article on my site about all these books that I like, more trading wise. But yeah, if you want to see all these books that I recommend for traders, like the books for trading and written by traders, you can go on the website. It's there also. And if not, like those books are great. And I actually didn't never talk about those books in the past. But yeah, there's like so many books that are interesting. So thanks guys for watching. I appreciate it a lot. And if you have any question, and we will go back live pretty soon. And there's a new video tomorrow, so make sure you check it out. If you like the video today, please give it a like. That would be really, really nice. And I'll see you guys as always tomorrow. Ciao guys.